Hi, we would like to learn the classes, objectives, methods, and constructors, so on, the method overloading, constructor overloading. So first we will start with our section by what's meant by Java program. So Java program has a class followed by class name. Then inside that we can implement so many methods like the method should have a return type method 1 method 1. So inside the methods we have to pass the arguments, and this is the body of the method. Like this we can go for n number of methods. So not only one, not only two, we can go for so many methods are there. So here a class may contain both members and methods, any number of methods can be there. Now here I am writing n number of methods. N number of methods are there, each have a return type and the method 1, method 2, method 3 and so on, method n. And finally we may go for declaration of variables. Declaration of variables inside the class is called a class members. We can declare it anywhere. Now I can declare like this: data type followed by member 1 comma member 2 of one data type, member 2, so on, member n. So these are the data types which are there inside the class. Now this collection of members and methods is a class in Java. So when you define this as a class with a set of methods, the class cannot be executed without main method. Once again I'm repeating, inside the class we may have several methods, then it must be executed with a one primary method. That primary method is the main method. So for our approachment, I am declaring the variables beginning of the class. We can declare it anywhere, it's not the problem. Now here so many methods are there. Now finally we should go for implement the main method. The main method has the public access specifier and static keyword followed by void and then main. Inside the Java, main has a string type arguments. These are the core command line arguments we will learn later, and this is the implementation of the main program. So this is one structure of Java. Class contains members, methods, a number of methods will be there. Now we can go for main method. So let us go for a small example. So how to write a one main method, only the main method. Now I am writing the class is apple. So then I can implement the main method inside. So here public static void followed by main. Main needs a string class arguments. It is a string data type array. Then I can write a body of the program. Body of the program is there. This is like a class contains only main method. Inside the main method, we can implement the logic, or we can declare the variables and so on. This is the overall structure of Java. Java has a class. Class may contain at least one method. That main method contains all the logic implementation and declaration of variables, assigning the values to the variables and so on. Then what is the exact definition of a class? What is the exact definition of a class means? What is the exact definition? We may go for what is a class. So here a simply terms I am describing. I'm not an expert in giving the full details of the class now. I can go for a definition of a class. A class can be defined as a class is a collection of members and methods. Sir, what is mean by member? Now nothing but members can be called as a data. Methods can be called as a operations. So these operations will be performed on data. So to change the data value, so anytime the inside the class operations will be worked on the data. So we have to write several methods. So class contain both data members and operations. Operations are nothing but methods. So with this information, we are getting the clarity how it will be working with the class. So class is a one collection of members and methods, which is a logical representation. It is a logical representation. Class cannot exist in the real world. Class cannot exist in the real world. So class is called a logical representation. A class, a class, a class does not exist. A class does not exist in the real world. So we can have any representation. Now a class can act as a blueprint. It can act as a blueprint for anything. Can you give an example of class, sir? Yes, we can give an example of class. I am telling here class animal is there. So I can take in one animal. So animal will be there. Now with a set of members and methods, animal have the legs property. So animal have the one more property called weight, one more property called weight, and followed by animal having one method called eat method. Later on we can go for implementation, and one more method void hunt. Hunt is the another method of the animal class. Now here there is no animal with the name of animal. Now we have to see that a overall structure or behavior of animal with we having integer member and float weight and return type void eat method, return type void hunt method. Now this will be just telling that a class is a collection of members and methods where it represents logical representation. A class never occupies any memory. A class never occupies memory. Then how can you use these operations? How it will be execute operations on the data? Means we have to create an instance of a class which is called an object. So there should be an object. Object is a instance of a class. So object is a instance of a class. So instance of a class is called an object. Is called an object. Is called an object. Instance of a class is called object. Is called object. Now object is the physical representation. So it is the physical representation. It exists in the real world. It is physical representation. So it is physical representation which occupies memory. Which occupies memory. Which occupies memory. What is the syntax of creating an object in Java means? So we have to know the syntax of creation of an object. So followed by class name, then object name. So we are using the assignment operator equals to the new operator followed by class name with empty parenthesis. Later on we call it as a constructor. So this is the exact syntax to follow. So on the object creation, both creation of an object and the allocation of memory will be done at the same time. So we are having several types of syntaxes. Now first create an object, then we go for allocation of memory. This is the first syntax. Let me go for both will be done at one area, and the second syntax is there. We can go to create an object first time. So we are taking class followed by class name. Then we are having the object name. Then we are having object name, object semicolon, object semicolon. Then we class name object is created. Now we can view the memory. So where we can go for in the second line, we may go for object name is equal to new followed by class name. This is the another way, one more way to go for this type of things. So we have two syntaxes to create the object. One is with the object creation and allocation of memory with the new operator. In the second syntax, create an object. In the next line, we are getting the memory for that object. So we will move to the example. The class is created, the object is also created. Now we go for a good example of explaining how the class will be and also how you create an object. So I can write in an easy manner. So it is better approach man to go for. So class, a set of members and methods in one class. So class contains both, I am taking A and B as a two members. Then one method void. So one method void, the M1 method. I am not implementing any here. It is a zero statement. Then it is better to create a main method class, main method in another class. So it is a flexible whenever we go for classes with interfaces. Now we are separating a class with non a class with the secondary methods, a class with the primary methods. So I am giving a differentiation. This is a class test. I am maintaining the main method. So here in the main method, I am creating an object public static void main followed by string class arguments. So string class arguments, it is an array data type. Now I am creating. So here, what is the array, what is the class name? We have to use the same name here. I am creating an object of a class. I am creating an object of a class here. It will be takes a followed by object name AOB is equals to new a. Now I am eligible to access these methods available here. So now I am eligible to access with this object. We can access all the members and the methods of the one class, the created object class. Now I can access A is the member, I can access B is the member, I can access M1 is the method by using AOB object. How to access this one? We are having a dot operator in Java. So what is the dot operator? Dot operator provides a flexibility to access the class members through object. That is called data operator. So not data operator, dot operator. So dot operator is used to access the, so here this is the dot we are using to access class methods and members, to access class methods and members, methods and members through object. I am using through object. Now how it is going to the syntax? Now I am giving the syntax. So here on left side of the dot operator, object name dot member, we can assign a value through it, and after that we can access the method also, object name dot method name. If you pass any actual arguments, here we can go for actual arguments. These arguments are called actual arguments, where we can go for the values or any variables information. The actual arguments can be values. The actual argument can be values. The actual argument can be variables. So this is the one way how to access the class members and methods through using dot operator. Now this is a simple one. We are creating a class with a main method, and another before that I am creating a class with members and methods. I am giving the only blueprint. It's not the clear-cut example. Now here, now we have to go for one more thing. What is meant by method in Java? What is meant by method? A simple one. Simple one we can call a method is a block of code. A method is a block of code. In this code, what you are writing? In this code, we are using to assign values to class members. Values to class members is the one part, and followed by we also used a block of code if necessary to implement our business logic. Blocking. A method is a block of code which is used to assign values to class members and also to implement business logic. Business logic is nothing but what are the requirements, what is the purpose of that method we can write, sir. So what is the syntax of method in Java? So we have to follow the syntax. Syntax is general form. So every method have a return type, then method name, followed by here the any formal arguments are there. We can go for formal arguments. Formal arguments must be the variables and needs individual declaration. I will put it into the note. So here body of the method, that is called business logic. Body of the method I am calling it as a business logic. It is the thing. Now what is meant by formal arguments? So formal arguments will be takes at the method definition. Formal arguments will be at method definition. Method definition will be at method definition. Must be the variables. And need individual declaration, and variable needs individual declaration. individual declarations. So these are the things we have to know whenever we go for formal arguments. And before that, I mentioned the actual arguments are values or variables. Actual arguments are values or variables. Now, when we coming to the formal arguments must be the variables and needs individual declarations. Needs individual declarations. Sir, can you give an example? Yes, we can give my return type. If the method is not returning any data type, then we have to use the keyword void. And I am telling here is a ice cream is the method name. Ice cream is the method name, and the arguments are int a. It will take two arguments. Int a is the first argument, and double b is the another argument, and string. So string object, string one more. It is called three arguments are there. Now I can use any logic with using this one. And be sure that these three formal arguments are local to. These are local to the method. We cannot access these outside of this method. We never access these outside of a method. That is the point you have to mention in your mind. The actual arguments are there in the method declarations. The formal arguments are there in the method definitions. These are called formal arguments, and they need individual declaration, and these are local to that method. Local to that method. Every point is clear. You have to note down. Then we can go for some many logics. So before writing the logic, we have to know some in output method in Java. What are the output method in Java? So what is the output method? What is the use? So we are writing the program. So every program writing in any language, every program needs some results, or maybe a plural or singular. We can go for result. The result can be displayed. Result can be displayed through output functions. Through output functions or output methods. So Java has a predefined package called java.lang package. In that, system is the class contains one method called println method. Print method or print method. The small difference is there. So what is the println method? Prints, and cursor or controller waits in the next line. Waits in new line. Waits in new line. So that is the only small difference between println and print method. So what is here? Prints the value or text, and prints and cursor and controller waits in the same line. Controller waits in the same line. Please ignore the spellings from my side. In the same line. So this we have to know a small difference between. Now what is the syntax of println function? I am saying that println is the method which belongs to system.out class, and these belongs to system.out class belongs to java.lang package. This java.lang package is the default package which will be imported defaultly for every program. Now I can go for syntax. How you are writing? system.out.println. So println followed by any text you can give inside the double quotes. Any text inside the double quotes. Then how to print the variable value? So how to print the variable value? The same syntax will be taken. So here we can go for. So printing the variable value. Printing the variable name, not a value, variable name. Now it will print the value of that variable. So here you have to understand everything. So we are maintaining that these are the variables should be there. Its value will be printed on screen. So can we go for both at a time, the text and variable both at a time? Yes, we can. How it will be, we can see now. So I can go for both text and variable will be printed. Now we are using the append operator. Plus is the called append operator. So plus is called append operator. So I am adding in Java, everything is a string, text plus variable value. At the end of the text which is given, we will print the variable name. Now its value will be printed. So here, if you want to space, I can go for some space. This is the space. For this text, the append symbol used with the space. It is now, it will act as a full text. For this one, at the end, variable value will be added. Now, with this information, I can write a one program. So to understand how it will be takes place. Now we are having the what is the method. Method syntax is there. So this is the method syntax, and now this is the system.out.println syntax. For our writing an easy manner, I am writing both the syntax of method and syntax of println in one screenshot to understand how to write the things in a good manner. So this is the syntax of println method. Now this is the syntax of println method. I'm telling once again, this is the syntax of println method. We can write any text or variable name or variable value with the text, any representations. Now, at a similar manner, this is the syntax for writing the one method in your class. Now, the both can be taken into consideration, and we can write a small program and listen how to, and I'm writing the program. Now, I can go for class followed by a name. Apple is the one. Now it contains only one method. The method name is app. The method name is, I can go for, so DCP is the one method, no arguments and no return type. Now it is having to print that system dot, so out dot system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching video. One text. Now we are having DCP method in Apple class. Now in the main method, I can go for, so class name is A. Now I can go for class name is A. Program one. Then we have to go for public static void main. Public static void main. Then inside the main, we have to give the string class arguments. String class arguments. Now with this one, first we have to create an object of, to access the DCP method, we have to create an object of Apple class, Apple, OB or OBJ, anything, any name we can go for. So new Apple, now object is created, OBJ is the object of, OBJ is a object of Apple class, object of Apple class, of Apple. Now we are eligible to access the DCP method, which is available in OB. I know what the object name OBJ dot. Now DCP is the new thing. Now it will print. Now we have to how to save the program. That is another thing. We have to know how to save the program. Whatever may be the main class, we have to consider. It will be given at the time of execution, and to compile the program, we have to save the file. Let us think that I saved the file. The file name is I given computer. So maybe a small letter or capital letter. So computer.java. And what is the class name? By seeing the main method class name. So the main method class name is there. So main method class name contains, what is this one? Program one will be taken. Now, at the time of compilation, we have to use at the task prompt. Let us go for this task prompt. So I can go for task prompt is there. This is the task prompt. I can give here. So Java C followed by file name.java. So here, what is the example? Java C. The file name is computer. So .java. Now, if any errors is there, it will show one by one. Java has the one JVM. It will check the errors all at once. That is called user as a compiler. Now, after successful compilation, it contains a 0 errors. Now, we are ready to execute the program by giving a command called Java class name. Which class name? Main method class name. So here, what is the main method class name? The Java program. Program1 is the class name. Now it will start the execution from main method. So for better approachment, here we consider that the class name does not match with the file name. It can be different. For an easy understand purpose, the main method class name is given to the file name. The main method class name given to the file name. We can give sir. So we can use, make a note, both are not same. That the main method class name, the main method class name can be matched with file name. Can be matched with file name. Both cannot be same. Okay, now it will execute. I will show the execution. Now let us go for, I can take a new file, all this data, considerations, and I'm executing the program. Now this is the one I have to save. My working directory is Java. So I can take JP, it is in D drive. I can go for program1.java. I can given here program1.java. Now open the task prompt by giving a Windows plus R. It will open a window, type the CMD, it will show this one. So here I can go for, so this is change the directory where contains JP is my working directory. It contains Java C, program1.java. Now, if it is no errors, it is compiled by showing the task prompt again. It denotes that the program can never contains any errors. So now it is showing that it does not contain any errors. Now I am executing Java followed by main method class name program1. So thanks for watching video. Is the system.out.println where is given in the previous code. We will be printing. Thanks for watching the video. Now this is the way of using the Java procedures. Now one more point here. You created a file. You created a file with the program1.java. Program1.java. At the time of compilation, whenever successful compilation, it generates class files. It generates class files. How many class files? How many classes are there? That number of class files will be there. Here Apple is the one class file, program1 is the class file. It creates, it means JVM, or it can mean JVM creates. So apple.class file, and one more is program.class file. So this is happen according to at the time of compilation, and also it will generate the bytecode. The bytecode also will be take with the program1.obj file. So program1.obj file will be created. It is an object code or bytecode. So again, for a backup file also created at the time of after execution, it will also create a backup file with an extension of back. So you created only one file. It is created by the user, and remaining things will be created by the JVM. Let us go for one more program where I have to go for one more program to print addition of two numbers, the parameter passing two numbers. So here I am writing a class called, again I am class called A is the class name, which contains two members. So these are the class members. So class members, again strictly saying these are the instance members. So what mean by instance, what's mean by other, we can assume later. We can learn later. So I am writing a method. The return type is a double data type, and the method name is I have to find out the average A, B, or G. This is the method name, which takes two arguments int x comma into y. So here the getting x value will submitted to. So I can go for set the data. Set the data. I am setting the data. So the x value will given to A and y value is given to B. And I am writing one more method. Now set the data does not have any return type. I am simply saying that So it will set the data as a setter method. Now I can go for double data type. So double data type, I can go for A, B or G. So which does not takes arguments, but it returns a value. So that value will be the double some Z. So Z is equals to A plus B, and the return value are A plus B by 2. A plus B by 2. Now RETURN return keyword is used to return the any data type value. Only one value can be possible. Where in case of Python, it can return more than one value. Make a note that Java provides only one return value, not more than that. Now this class contains two members and two methods. Which class? Apple A class contains two instance members and two methods. Now I am creating a program. So now my program is I am taking is a program2. This is the new one. So where I can go for writing the main method. Inside the main method, first I have to create an object of a class. A OB is equals to new A. New A will be there. Now assume what is happening here. What is happening? Nothing will be there. Now here, so one method is there, set the data requirement will be the two integer arguments. So to call the set data, I have to write ob dot set data. So I can pass two values. One is 13, 17. Now this information you have to understand clearly. What is the program logic? I am writing two values 13, 17. Here x value will be 13 and y value will be 17. So that is assigned to the class members through local variables. X value will be 13 and y value will be 17. These two values will be submitted to here. With this operation, it is submitted to instance members for one object called AOB. Sorry, which is the object? A class object OB. Next one. So after getting the data, I am declaring system dot or one variable, double sum D. D is the variable. In Java, we can declare the variables at anywhere you like. Wherever we need, we can declare the variables. And D equal to I am calling OB dot AV or G. Only simply. Now the value will be getting the D value. Now that will be printed by using system dot out dot println. So println I am printing the average is. So with this text I am printing value of which one? D value. So this is a simple code. So we have to save the program. I am saving the program with the name of program2.java. So it is there. Now I am opening my DOS prompt. Now it is the time to compile program Java C program to Java. If any errors is there, no errors. Now it is ready to execute. So I can get the two things. So pro Java program 2 13 17 average will be printed, that is 15.0. So this is the way you have to know that. And one more example to understand. Sir, how to go for several objects will be the same name, same value or different value. That I am showing here. Let us go for class. A is the one class, and I am writing int A or int X. Don't get any confused. Here I am taking A class object. AOB1 is equals to new A. Then followed by AOB2 is equals to new A. So how many objects are there? Two objects is there. Two objects. Now I am giving OB1 with respect to OB1. I am giving x value is 100. With respect to OB2, I am giving x value is 200. So here the memory of T x will be differentiation will be done with respect to objects. It's not the same memory. So this is the I can go for to clarify in the one picture. So here I can go for, this is the X memory location. This X memory location will be accessed through the OB1 object. This OB1, according to OB1, the X value is 100. Now the same thing is also accessed by the OB2. The memory locations of these OB1, OB2 are different. With respect to OB2, its value is 200. That's you have to understand. So here it will take the separate memory locations. So if you want to print, you can know what mean by the value with respect to OB1 object, X value is, I am writing clearly, with respect to OB1, X value is plus X, and followed by, I can go for similar manner. So with respect to OB2 also I am writing the X value. So here I can go for OB1 dot X and here OB2 dot X. Simple thing, how to know. Again, listen carefully. What is happening here? Here you are creating two things. So this is the X is the one member. For a one class, we may created many more objects. We can created many more objects for a one class. Every object will be take separate memory location. The instance variables, strictly I mentioned here, the X is the instance variable. For every object, it allocates memory separately. With respect to OB1, X memory is different. With respect to OB2, X memory is different. So the given OB1 memory, the X value will be 100. With respect to OB2, X value will be 200. Understanding? The thing will be different, sir. Not the same memory location. Not the same memory location. For a one class, we may create many number of objects. For the class contains one method, it can be accessed any number of times through different object, through same object. Point is clear? What's I mentioning? A class can be have members and methods. To access them, we can go for several number of objects. Each object takes separate memory location for the instance members and instance variables. Okay, now whenever a class contains a method, that method can be accessible any number of times with the same object. Let us go for, I am calling here, there are one more variable is there. So double, I can go for D1 is another member where I can create, where I can go for calling the average method. How many times are calling? More than one time. So more than one time I am calling here. More than one time I am calling here. So here I can go for calling first time, calling second time, but the definition will be done only one time. The definition will be done at only one time. So this is the points we have to clear that. We have to clear the points. We have to clear for a one class, for a one class, we may create many more objects. Point is clear. Next one. Similarly, the class methods means members. The class members and methods can also access many more times. This is point is clear. So I think now we understand what's meant by class. So we clearly understand what is a class, what is an object, what is a method, how to access the method, finally, what is the output method in Java. The output method in Java. System.out.println, one of the output method in Java. So please make a, if you does not understand anything with this concept, rewind the video and see again. When you are seeing the note, when you are seeing the video, simply don't listen and don't see. So make a, after learning one point, after seeing one point, after listening one point, You have to pause it and make a one white paper, then note each and every point. Try to develop your own examples. So these are my own examples. You have to try your own example. I take here as animal. You can take any other one which does not exist in the real world. So that's all for this class. You can meet with another video. Thanks to one and all.